Hey, if you're just getting started with improv, one of the earliest lessons that you're going to want to make sure you know is improv is a team sport. It's not just about individuals. It won't look good, sound good, be funny if you have just one person going out there and trying to steal the show from everyone, whether it's you or whoever you're with. It's a team sport. You're helping each other. You're supporting each other. And it's tough to wrap your head around at the get-go if part of the reason you got into improv is you like attention. I'm one of those people. I got into improv because I had a background as a radio personality, and that's kind of where I got my, thirst for the limelight, and then started doing improv, got up there, tried to throw out zingers all the time, tried to be the person with the punchline all the time. And you can't do that and succeed is one of the earliest lessons that I learned. It's a team sport. Everybody's helping each other out. And the opposite is true. If you're somebody who didn't necessarily go out there because you want to be like the center of attention and the limelight's on you and the superstar, you can learn from this lesson as well. Because let's say you're that person, what you always want to keep in mind is you don't have to be on fire the whole time. You can be the person who's just there to help. Just be the person who's there to say the thing that moves the scene forward. And honestly, you're going to be a lot more important and a lot more vital to the overall success of that show and that scene if you're that person, if you're the person who's not out there delivering the zingers. Honestly, one-liners that just kind of affirm what's happening and move things along can help immensely. Let's say that you are doing a 3-person scene, right? You're the third person in there, and the 2 other people in the scene are just, it seems to you like they're killing it, and you feel like you're superfluous. You just don't need to be there. You're not helping. Don't take that as a sign that you need to inject yourself in a monumental way and say, all right, well, I'm not really doing anything. I'm not, why am I even here? You can just be there as a person who does affirmations, as a person who interjects a word or a line or two every once in a while. You could be let's say it's a scene about a celebrity and they are trying to get into a bar or something, and there's this great interaction going back and forth between the celebrity and the bouncer, and you haven't really found a place. You can just be like the bodyguard or the entourage person for the celebrity who every time they make a point, you look at them and go, yup, or beautiful, or sounds good. That's fantastic. Like, you don't have to deliver these long, huge diatribes to be a part of the scene. If you're doing that, you might end up being the most memorable part of that scene, if I'm being perfectly honest, and you had minimum effort injected into it. All you had to do was just kind of, say, you can help immensely with a scene that's, 5 minutes long with only 3 or 4 lines of 1 word each. And you contributed to the whole, which again brings us back to the whole thing is a team sport. Improv is a team sport. And if everyone is out there trying to be the superstar at the same time, it's everyone's going to have a bad time. You, the audience, your scene partners, everybody's going to have a bad time. The scene's not going to be super great if everybody is kind of the point person at the same time. So, early lesson that you need to learn, and it alleviates some of the stress too. I've talked to a lot of people who, like, just before they're going on stage for one of their first shows, they're like, I don't know. Like, what if I'm not feeling it? What if I'm not on tonight? That's fine. You don't have to be, because there are however many other people that are in the show with you. There's 7 other people, 6 other people, 3 other people if it's a smaller show. But there are other people there. The responsibility isn't on you to be on all the time. Everybody is going to coordinate and work together and pick up each other's slack. And you should be doing the same for everybody else. You know what I mean? So you don't have to be nervous for a show. That's one way to calm nerves. You know what? Why am I nervous? If I'm not hitting, if I'm not firing, somebody else will be, and I can just be there to support them. I can be in the background and I'm still helping. That person still needs to be there for the scenes to progress, for things to happen. So you're contributing, absolutely. And you don't even have to be feeling funny. You don't have to be feeling energetic, honestly. It helps. And, that's later videos. We'll talk about if you're feeling low energy, things that you can do, and vice versa. Honestly, you can be too high energy as well, which is another thing that we'll cover in future videos. But if you're not particularly feeling either one, don't worry too much about it. Let the other people, pick it up, balance it out, and be happy being there and creating something with everybody else. That's really the tagline, I guess, of improv is you're creating a story, whether you are playing the, punchline person in the story, or the main protagonist of the story, or the sidekick, or just somebody they come across, whatever. Those are all important players in a story. It's the old, what is it? There are no small parts, only small people, small players, whatever it is. I didn't actually come from the stage side of acting and improv stuff. But you get the point. You can contribute to the team, I guess, is how you would use a sports analogy to kind of more define it. And that's great, and that's fine. And everybody will appreciate you even more, I would wager. And you'll make your way onto more teams if that's what you're looking to do, as opposed to, going out there and being overly wacky, overly boisterous, overly trying to shoehorn your ideas, into a scene. It's not going to help a ton. And I'll give you an example from a recent scene that I was in, that I did with a friend who was, one of their first scenes, maybe their first scene ever. And we were in a pumpkin patch, and there was a scarecrow in the scene elsewhere. And we were talking about, how the scarecrow looked like Jesus or something like that. We were gnomes in the scene. Doesn't matter to the overall point of it. But we were looking at the scarecrow and saying, it's Scarecrow Jesus or something, because the scarecrow is doing this. So the other person in the scene says, we should pray. And I said, yes, absolutely, because it's good to be a good yes-ander. Drop down immediately, start praying. I fucked up, and I was trying to say, thank you, pumpkin patch Jesus. And I said something to the effect of, thank you, pumpkin packing Jesus, which is not what I was trying to say. My partner went with it and picked up the ball that I had just fumbled and dropped by misspeaking. And it ended up being a great part of that scene, that it was the scarecrow was pumpkin packing Jesus to the gnomes. And we went on with, well, what does that entail, that this person is pumpkin packing Jesus? What does it mean? And there's a million different ways you can go. And it was hilarious and fun. And it was all because I screwed something up. My partner picked up the ball and ran with it instead of, saying, no, that's not it, or trying to correct things. They were just like, yep, that's what it is. Let's go forward with that now, and made some really great strides after that. So teamwork, man, it's one of my least favorite phrases of all time. Teamwork makes the dream work, because it's very officey, and I don't like officey phrases and slangs and stuff, but it's true. So if you are worried or scared or nervous or overconfident in all of those scenarios, just remember that you are part of a team. You are part of a greater whole. You are out there making a story together. You're not trying to be the superstar. And if all you can contribute is one word here or there to help move things forward, that's fine. You're doing great. You're helping out. Be a team player. Enjoy yourself out there. And we'll talk to you next time. Okay, bye.